Good morning. Just wanted to make sure that my phone and everything was off. Good morning, everybody. So, for you all, this is impromptu. For me, not so much, but I want to make sure really quickly that um, I am everywhere that I'm supposed to be, and this is doing what it's supposed to be doing. And then I'm going to get into what we're doing. Good morning. So, hey, Amber, good morning. I realize that it's afternoon for some people, so good afternoon. Uh, I am on several pages, streaming from several places, and I'm going to explain to you what it is that I'm doing, and I hope that you go on this short journey with me. So it looks like I am doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing this morning. All right. So, for those of you who do not know me, um, and you just kind of happen to see this some kind of way, I don't know. The Lord put it in you know, your field of vision some kind of way. My name is Nisha, and I have an amazing business. I have an amazing team. I don't know if you could tell what it is that I do just by looking, but I was given a challenge in my business to connect with my team and for the next 30 days in different types of ways. And so, as a part of that, I thought, gosh, I want to do motivation, I want to do inspiration, I want to make sure that these people who have given me their yes, who are partnering with me, and I'm partnering with them in this business, that we're on the same page. We're all feeling encouraged. We're all feeling inspired. And so I thought, let's share the information with the masses as well. So while I am connecting and talking to my team currently, hey y'all, I'm also connecting and talking to you. I used to do something years ago. Some of you may remember where I would come on and I would have this conversation, and I called it tea time. And I would talk about all of these things that I was going through in this journey that we call life. And it just got overwhelming for me. And, that probably was the moment that I should have pushed through. Let's just keep it real. But I didn't. I stopped. It just became heavy and thick. Hey, good morning. It became heavy and thick. And as much as I loved it, and as much as, um, I truly wanted to keep going, I was just exhausted. And I stopped. I stopped, as many of us do, right? And so it's been on my heart, on my mind to bring it back. And I've made a couple of attempts that just I didn't follow through with, that good old delayed disobedience or delayed obedience, which we know is just concealed disobedience. But when I got this challenge, I thought that it was an excellent opportunity. Hey, hi, May. I thought it was an excellent opportunity for me to do both things and bridge both worlds. So, hopefully, you will go on this journey with me. It's a 30-day challenge, even though the book is 31. I'm going to combine the last 2 days. Um, and so, what I will be doing for the next for the remainder of this month, however many days, I believe there are 30 days, including today, left in this month, as I connect with my team, hopefully they don't feel slighted that they are sharing me with you all. But as I connect with my team and speak life and motivation and encouragement into them, I will be doing that with you. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to drop them. Um, it won't be long. you know, I just wanted to make sure, hey, Ty, that I gave a premise as to what it is that I was doing and what we will be doing when I meet up. So while I was in my own devotion and my own, you know, moments of reflection, in what it was that I wanted to do, just personal direction, I posted a few days ago, probably a couple of weeks ago now, um, that you should often reread books, rewatch movies, re-listen to things, like every so many years, right? Because you become a different person. We all are different people than we were 5 years ago. We all are different people than we were 10 years ago. And so our perspectives, our lives have altered how we see things, how we hear things, and how we receive things. And so I decided to reread this book, which is going to be the premise of our next 30 days during this challenge, called I Declare. And I cannot even remember when this book came out. I cannot remember where, I know that I probably asked for it for Christmas because I love books, so I asked for books as Christmas gifts yearly. But I can't remember how long I've had it. I remember that I kept the book for probably about a year, which is not uncommon to me, before I even cracked it open. And I always feel like when you have information, sometimes we have information that is at our fingertips. And it's not until we are in a position and we're ready to receive it that it's going to be useful and purposeful, right? So I probably had this book for about a year before I even cracked it open. And when I read it, it was on time for me. And it absolutely changed my life. So I said that to say, I'm hoping that if you have never been introduced to this book, that this is your introduction and that it is as impactful to you as it has been to me. And I've chosen to reread this book because I am at a point in my life and in my business, and I'm speaking to my business partners now. We are all at a part in our businesses where we are on the cusp of a new greatness, right? We are on the cusp of doing something absolutely amazing. And our words can either propel us into that greatness, or it can retract us into something that we don't want. So we have to be extremely careful. I have spoken, I have taught, I have mentored and encouraged on how impactful things like I am, the two most powerful words, in my opinion, to me. Um, I am, are, when we are speaking those things over ourselves and we are declaring those things out. This was the foundation of my understanding in this book. So it's a book by Joel Olsteen. If you do not have it, even if you are not the most voracious reader, this is a easy read. And I say that because, I get people all the time who I refer to books and they're like, oh, well, I don't really like to read, so on and so forth. The chapters are like 2 pages, right? So even the most distracted reader can read this book and get something out of it, because I think the longest thing was probably the intro, and it was like 4 pages. And then each chapter, each day, is like maybe a page and a half. If it's a long one, it's 3 pages. So quit making excuses. We're going to talk about that. Quit making excuses and get the book. All right. So the book starts with an intro that is super powerful and just kind of telling you um, what setting the foundation of what it is. And it's about speaking positivity into your life. And in the intro, he talks about how um, So many times we use phrases like, it's going to be a bad day today. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I don't feel well. All of these things that we put out. And one of the most impactful parts for me was the fact that he said, what you say out of your mouth, you also hear in your ears. And a lot of times we do not understand the concept of just simply that you are hearing. Hey, DJ, you are hearing exactly what you're saying. So if you are saying you're tired, if you are saying you are, broke, if you're saying you can't do something, if you're saying that all of these things are happening, not only you speaking it out, and a lot of times it's out of frustration, right? You're speaking it out, but not only are you speaking it out, you're hearing it. And our repetition comes from hearing, and doing and all of these things. So we're feeding into ourselves. We ain't even got no help from nobody. We're feeding into ourselves all of that negativity. And it is becoming not only how we are thinking, but we're also moving in that fashion. Yes, we have to be careful about the negative things that we're releasing into our own atmosphere. So that was one of the points of the intro. Be careful what it is that you say. And if you are going to speak, if you are going to put your mouth on something, let it be in a positive, form. So instead of saying things like, you know, I'm broke or I ain't got money or I'm tired or whatever, speak what it is that you want to see. I'm on my way to my most blessed, life. I'm on my way. I'm walking in the way of abundance. All of these things, so many other things, and a lot of times I get it. If we're just talking, we being real, I get it. It can be challenging. And my team knows that there's certain words that I just attempt not to say, right? Because they can be triggering. They can be, they just have negative connotations built into them. And so we have to be very careful. Yes, the power of life and death is in his tongue and in the tongue. And he quoted that in the intro. And so, how the book is formatted after the intro is there's a daily declaration to speak over yourself and to speak over your life. And so, every day we will be sharing that. And then there's a short, story that goes with it. So, while I'm not going to read the entire story and all of that, I will give a summation of it. I do suggest, that you, even if you don't invest in this one, you invest in something. I'm a big affirmation person. So this is our day one. And it says, I declare God's incredible blessings over my life. I will see an explosion of God's goodness, a sudden widespread increase. I will experience the surpassing greatness of God's favor. It will elevate me to a level higher than I have ever dreamed of. Explosive blessings are coming my way. This is my declaration. Can you imagine? Good morning, everyone. Can you imagine not only saying that, we heard that this morning, but once it gets down inside of you and you recognize that you can experience an explosion of God's goodness, an explosion of his greatness, an explosion of his love, an explosion of all of the things that are good and great and positive that he has stored up for you. So in this story that he connects to that declaration, he gives a story of a young man who was looking to go to college, and he had did all the right things, right? He had did all the right things, but his finances were not quite there, as so many of us. And so he was looking for scholarships, and he had a school that he had his mindset on, that he was excited about. And he had gone with his great grades, with his, you know, um, extracurriculars, all the things, everything intact. And he gets there and they say there are no more scholarships. The money has dried up, right? And so he talked about how he didn't have moments of defeat. He didn't just make the decision, I'm not going to college, forget that. He decided to enroll into a 2-year college, and something that maybe his money could afford at the time. And so he went ahead and enrolled, and the story goes, 2 weeks before school was getting ready to commence, he gets a call that says that scholarship monies have opened up. And not only did they have resources for the 2 years that he was looking for, they offered him a 4-year full ride, 100%. And he was not only able to go, but he was able to go 100% for free. And so it lends to the power of not just positive thinking, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to reduce it to that, but actually moving, walking, serving. And it reminded me personally of a time I had an extremely bad car accident, right? Several years ago, probably upwards of 10 now. And I lived not very far from the salon that I owned at the time, and so sometimes I would walk to work. And this particular day, as a result of the accident, I have injury to my shoulder, which was part of the reason why I, ultimately left the industry, just because of the pain of my shoulder at times. So this particular day, it was really, really, soon after the accident, but I was able to go to work, and I would wake up in excruciating, just tear wrenching pain sometimes. And to where I couldn't turn my head, I couldn't turn my neck, I couldn't lift my arms, all of these things. And I remember walking to the salon crying, but I remember saying, God, thank you for the pain, because it reminds me that I'm alive. Thank you for the pain, because it tells me that you are in the process of healing. And I could have just said, I'm in pain, ain't nobody working, I'm not coming to you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times we have to remind ourselves of the good in situations. There are a lot of people right now who would love to have pain in the arm who have no arm, right? Who would love to have pain in a foot because their leg is gone. There are a lot of people right now who would love to have the complaint that you have about the situations that you're in, and not to trivialize anything, because when we're in it, we're in it. But we have to remember to not live in it, if that makes sense. Sometimes we get in situations and we live in them. And then not only do we live in it, we call somebody and we make them live in it, right? We call our girlfriend, our guy friends, and we make them live in it. Or the people in our house, we drag them into it. So now everybody's energy is down. Everybody's energy is bad, you know? And so I leave you with this today. Like DJ said, the word says the power of life and death is in our tongues. And so if you have the ability to choose death or life, choose life. Choose to speak life into your situation. Choose to speak positivity into your situation. Choose to speak abundance into your situation. Choose to see what could be, what shall be, versus what we feel like what is in the moment. So today, it is no more a befitting day than Winning Wednesday for you to decide today is going to be an amazing day. Today's going to be the day that I win. Today's going to be the day that I walk a little bit closer to my goal. Today's going to be the day that I make the decision that I'm no longer going to live in those negative thoughts, those negative moments. Today is no more befitting of a day because we all get to win on Winning Wednesday. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. I will be back tomorrow morning with day 2. Again, this is the book that I am rereading. I Declare 31 Promises to Speak Over Your Life. If you want to invest in this yourself, like I get nothing for, promoting this book or talking about this book. It's just something that was impactful to my life. And again, hopefully, as I am speaking life and encouraging my team, I hope that you all are getting something out of it as well. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them. Um, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have throughout the day. If you find this message, if you come across this, please share this with someone who might need to be encouraged, who might need to be inspired, who might just need to hear that today they can win. Share this message with them and also share your wins. We would love to celebrate with you. I would love to celebrate with you as you are winning throughout your day and, of course, throughout your week and throughout your life. All right. So that is it. Till the next time, y'all know what to do. Be great on purpose. Bye, guys.